There we go. That was weird. I don't understand why it does that. I was like, it did like this real long beep thing. I've never had it do that before. That's weird. Alright. Figured I'm gonna clean today. Probably a lot of other people need to clean. That's like the biggest challenge, I think, for me, is I get into a project and then destroy everything, and I don't feel like putting it back. I know there's got to be other people with that same challenge. I'm gonna get a metal splinter that way. And this is like a magnet I use to clean stuff up. I just wrap a bag around it so the metal doesn't actually stick to the magnet itself. It's a beautiful weekend, unless it's rainy where you are, like it is here. It's still a nice weekend. I think it's done raining now. The sun looks like it might come out tomorrow. No, today. It's funny. Too much stuff. Kinda just woke up, so I'm not really with it. So not with it. This is something I need to finish. I might do that once I pick up everything else. I've been working on this other project for my solar panels and stuff. It's more like a portable design. So I have, what, like 6,000 watts worth of panels. And I want to make it so I can move some of that system or more of that system, like, kind of like pack it up, right? But like quickly. And then kind of like be able to deploy it in a minimal footprint area. Because I think that's kind of key. It keeps you from having to do like generators and stuff, right? If you can move that around, then you can. Oh, somebody's got a broken car. A lot of people's stuff's been breaking down. I seen a guy that was in like an older Chevy. Is that a C series? The ugly, boxy looking ones. I think it's a C series. And he broke down yesterday on the side of the road. It was super hot. It was like 96 yesterday. So, don't know where that heat wave came from. Maybe there's like a solar flare or something. It's a good possibility. Very good possibility. Anyway, done with these spring compressors. The more stuff you have, the more time it takes to clean stuff up. Everything I have is freaking heavy. It's not gonna work. I should have one more, but I don't. They come in sets of 2, right? So where's the other one? See, that's when I get sidetracked, and then I like spend forever looking for it. I gotta be like, nope, don't do that, do something else. I have other batteries. Where are those at? I guess I don't have to put a battery in it right now. I need to finish this other drawer and get it over here because I want to put some of the measurement devices on the lathe. Because having to keep going back and forth pulls me away from the machine. And it just kind of makes it easier and faster to do that. It's kind of, so a big problem with this machine is like the debris it makes. It's a pain in the butt with a shirt on normally. There's so much debris that comes off of that machine that it just makes a mess, and you track it everywhere. So I'm trying to devise like a way to put like a vacuum setup on it. That way it sucks all the chips away. But the problem is when you change the bits, the whole tube assembly's got to change. And the way I have it right now, it kind of sits on top of the tool holder. Yeah. Sits on top of the tool holder, and then some of the chips, if they're too long, if your cut is not at the right speed and you start getting like the squirrely things, they get caught in the tube, and then the tube quits sucking the chips up, which becomes a problem. I do have my Bluetooth in too. Just like to listen to music. What's up? How's your day? Should be cleaning. Got to be getting this cleanup work done. Because the moment it's clean, then I have not more drive, I would say. More drive to actually work. I need a maid. That's what I need. I really do. I find that is actually a thing. I've noticed that. And not in like a way that other people are going to go with that, but a lot of people I know that are doing well have people take care of the little things, like putting stuff back. The only issue I have with that is I don't trust people. So then you wonder what the heck they're doing in your area. You don't know if they're stealing stuff, things like that. It's difficult. I bet you I have a tool for just about everything. Just about. And if I don't, I'll make it. So this one's supposed to stay over there, but this one's more for scribing. Put these away, put this away. I think a lot of my weaving is my workout. 'Cause I've been asked like why I am shaped the way I am recently, and honestly, it's because of my clutter, 100%. Because I have to move in really weird positions. A lot of twisting, a lot of bending over, a lot of light weight, high repetition. So I guess the clutter keeps me healthy, right? That is part of it. If you do something with the clutter. Obviously, if it was just a complete mess and you never touched it at all, then that becomes a problem, right? Then you're then classified as a hoarder, and a very unproductive hoarder, right? And that, I think, is probably a mental thing. Not being able to get past that point to pick things up and put them away. And I find a lot of people's problem with that is they get stuck on one item, right? And the idea is to not get stuck on that one item. It's to keep moving forward and cluster it up, set it in another box or something. Right. Of course, when you run out of spaces to put things, then it becomes another problem to deal with. Pins, steel pins. That's carbon flat. Threaded rod. This is a pin. It doesn't go there. This section needs to be really done. I just... No. Not today. It's not happening. Everybody's quiet. Okay, this... See, this is not in here. This is actually outside. That kind of messes me up. Ooh, here's the oil wrench. Did I talk about that in the last one? I think. So I needed, hold on. They make ones like this for a lot of European vehicles, right? And they are a little like stamped. I wish I would light up inside it. There we go. And then there is a reinforced, there's a plate with the cutout in it that they weld on. They want 20 bucks for this. And I just kind of drew this up real quick. And I just cheated it because I don't have a way to stamp it. So all I did was cut the flat ring with the flats that this has, right, in the stamping. And then just take angle iron and then make my adapter plate. Bang, oil wrench, right? Heck yeah. Because this is a weird one. This one is super not stocked for some reason. I feel like that's to push you more towards the dealership or places that can actually service it, because most people are like, oh, I need the oil change now. It's telling me I need the oil service light done, right? So they feed off of your insecurity of the panic mode, because that's always displayed at you while you're driving, and you're forced into just going somewhere, right? Or you could take it upon yourself to make your own and change your own oil and save money. I was kind of lucky. I think the guy wanted to change the oil because he had a filter in the back of this vehicle and never did it. But clearly, like I said, the way the maintenance was done on that Volvo was not done. He didn't do much of anything to it, just kind of drove it. And I don't really see these vehicles usually in that kind of condition, like really bad condition. And exterior-wise, when you look at the car, you're like, oh, that's an amazing, beautiful car, and I think it's in good shape. But when you dig into it further mechanically, you find out that, no, it's not. So, it's what it is. At some point, the reason why I got this other vehicle was to be able to take my red car down, right, and do the transmission rebuild on it. That's done. That drawer in the pan. I don't know if I should just kind of like close it off. I'm half tempted to just put guarding on it. Then we have to deal with the freaking chips till the end. That's what I was kind of like pulled in between. Like, you put a guard on it and just say screw it and let all the chips fly, then you can just vacuum the chips up. But if you do this, you can then make separate chambers that the steel can go in, the stainless can go in, the aluminum can go in, and then those can be melted back down into new stock, right? That's kind of the thought process I have on this, and eventually where it'll end up long term. That requires that I clean out more of those barrels and find a system to change in between them, and also offload it out of like a chute or something. Guess if it had. And there's got to be like, you almost would have to have separate tubes though, because I'm afraid if it's got to be either a smooth tube, because if it's a corrugated tube like most vacuum hoses, you can get debris stuck in those hoses and then it transfers to the next one, right? And I don't want a bunch of iron in my freaking aluminum. So you'd almost need a different hose per chamber, or per different type of metal. What's this? I've accumulated so many drill bits. But I almost always have the right ones I need. Doesn't go there. See, I get on these building rampages and then all my bits get everywhere. Because some are dull, some are broken. I get rushy and I don't care about sharpening them or trying to figure out, does that scope out here? So Q. Don't see it. It's going to be on here. This one's not rubbed. That's an R. The other one I use a lot. I think the R is the one I use for like, is it 8th inch NPT thread? 330 seconds. 1330 seconds, I mean. What's over here? The stampings on these, I've noticed over the years, are getting like less and less. So they're using, that's something 64ths, but I don't see the rest of it. So I'm going to say it's larger 64ths, probably 29 64ths. I feel like whoever manufactures most of these drill bits really needs to fix their etching. 1930 seconds. It's stamped in here, or roll stamped in here. Well, their roll stamps need to be deeper. So whoever set this machine up when they ran this product really needed to hit this better. And don't put it like, don't stamp it so low on the shaft. Stamp it higher where it doesn't get clamped down and rubbed, right? Is this a 6 or a 9? I don't know. That's a huge difference though. If it's a 9, it's 196 thousandths. If it's a 6, it's 204 thousandths. So it is 202 plus the variation, so it's 204. I already have a 6 in there. Where else do I? Is this one missing? Yeah. It doesn't even match that set because that's actually high-speed steel. I think that's an 8. It's an 8 or a 3. Can't tell because the one end's rubbed off. It's larger. But honestly, it's way closer to 8. But how did the tip get larger? It's supposed to be 200. It's supposed to be a freaking 0.199, but it's actually like 0.21. This actually should have been. It should have been a 7. It should have never been stamped with a freaking 8. See? Who fell asleep at this freaking job? It's not even right. That's a Risky Biscuits drill bit right there. That messed me up. Throw that in the trash can. So I don't have a way to stamp it. Junk. This one's one I use a lot. You can always tell the ones you use a bunch because they're sharpened. H. I probably have ones that are broken and lost. It'd be cool if I could show like what I'm looking at on screen right now. That'd be sweet. It looks like 35/64s. I don't know if that's, is that even one? What is that? 31? No, it's definitely a 5. It's definitely a, right? Is that even a bit? I don't think so. Maybe. No. 35/64. That is one. That's weird. 0.546. 0.546. That's not in this. That's a... Or... Did I read that right? 35. It's gotta be 15. Not a... 390. 390. 25. That's a 2, not a 3. 25/64s, because I know this isn't 25/64s. In hindsight, if I would spend more time looking at the number and get the exact drill bit, this wouldn't happen. That is pretty freaking close. It's another one that's a 64th. 481. 481. 484. 31/64. I already got one in there, so that one doesn't go there. 7/16. There. Oh, it's looking better. Getting somewhere. My problem with this, that's another R. I bought. Did I buy two? That should really have its own set for doing that stuff. You can not leave that in. So I'm going to use that. What? What hood? You don't know what that hood's for? You can't guess? Guess not a car person. Yes, I need a bigger she shed. Something. No, it's not a shed, dude. I think at one point it was actually a carport. It was converted to a garage. 2164. If it was a little wider, it'd be great, but I can't go any wider. I looked into that because I was even gonna just do all the remodel just to add 4 feet. But you have to stay like 6 feet from the property line, I think. So I can't do it. 15/16. It is the tiniest spot I've ever worked in. It's alright. If it was larger, like I said, I wouldn't move the way I do. 20. Now I question whether or not any of these bits are actually accurate. I almost should measure them every time I use them because that one was marked as the wrong drill bit and was not the right size. Why do you do this? What is the purpose of the foam? Does it have to be quiet? Quieter? I think it's just a place to get freaking more dust and chips, honestly. So there's a bunch of stuff in the bottom of that. I need to get a second vacuum too, because I can't use that vacuum to suck up steel. You have a totally different world of cars. Totally different. What do you mean? For older cars, Aussie people? I don't think I'm Australian. You must be Australian. That must be what you're saying. I don't think I have any. I run some Haltech systems on cars back like years ago, and that stuff was just very nice people. I gotta say that the customer service was great, but just I think it was on such infant stages that, and that was DOS based. Like that was DOS based freaking computer programming. It was terrible. It sucked. It really sucked. I don't know if I'm going to put that back in there, but I think we will. No, I'm against it. I think I put it in wrong. Okay, I don't know how it goes in. I didn't pay attention to how I pulled it out. We got a problem. Whatever. Good enough. Just keeps them from jiggling. That one's broken. Way broken. What is that? Is that a common one? What are they? Aussie's car of choice is mainly like Skylines, I think. Skylines are what, Holden's, which is basically GM product. I keep leaving that light on. This would have been great with like a little timer in to turn the light off, because this thing does use a lot of batteries when you leave it on. It's not a, it's definitely not a Chevy. Probably one of the more expensive cars to build, honestly. These things are outrageously overpriced for what they are. Like, we don't have many Chevy Dodge cars over here, mainly. We have Ford, Holden, sedans, Utes. Yeah, but you guys throw like Chevy 350. Isn't that basically what a Holden engine is a Chevy 350? Isn't it? Or do they throw a lot of Chevy 350s in Holdens? Yeah, the Utes.